as we enter this kind of new reality, I think there's going to be three major temptations that we're going to have to fight against if we're going to be the people that God has called us to be in a culture that is hostile towards the gospel message. The first temptation, and you see it already everywhere, is kind of the idea of converting culture. And so when you think about culture wars and not standing for the truth, but actually missing the point of the main thing and replacing that with kind of another thing as the main thing, and begin to try to win culture back and win this place that we once held in Christendom as the ones that set the moral norms and the ethical norms of society. So it's not that we don't stand on truth, but it's just the primary emphasis of our lives should not be the culture war. So we're not seeking to convert culture. Now, the second thing that I think we're going to have to be careful of is not to just be those who stand outside and condemn culture. And there'll be much that we'll see that we must say that that's not of God, that's not God's good design, that's not. But again, the main thing that we're doing is not just as often as we take to Twitter, as often as we take to Facebook, condemning the world around us. And I know some people will point to the prophets, and other people will point to other, some things that Paul said, go, no, they did that. And yet I think what you'll find is usually those condemnations are being levied not at culture at large, but at those who say they belong to the household of faith and yet are living in a contrary way to that. And then lastly, to consume culture. And this is going to be yet another great temptation, to be more like the world in order to win the world. Now, the thing about all three of these, converting culture, condemning culture, and consuming culture, is they all have their base in fear. We're afraid of what this new reality means for us as Christians, and so we can either war against, we can absorb, or yet again, we can just harshly judge all those around us, and this is not what God has called His church to be.